Okay. We are recording. Good. Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Roundup. We're going to cover the series that took place in the LEC Season Finals today between G2 and Mad Lions. Full disclosure, the audio may be screwed up. The video quality may be screwed up. OBS, I don't know. The original recording of this corrupted. So this is a re-recording. And if you are new to the channel, I don't really edit my content. I do not enjoy re-recording content. I believe that re-recording content and editing content is hiding some of the truth from you, the viewer. I think that authenticity is more important than trying to show, the best parts of something. So, this will be quicker. The first recap was about 8 minutes long. I doubt it'll be that long this time because that's usually what happens when I re-record. So Mad Lions G2 win 3-1. I predicted 3-1, so I'm 276, 131 on the split, or sorry, the year, I think. So that's a thing. Caps 18-8, 17, 31% of damage. Broken Blade 15-2-14 was my MVP. Niski 16-14, 12, 31% of damage in the loss. So this was glorified scrims. I mentioned it to a Mad Lions fan that was very disappointed after game one. G2 absolutely rolled Mad Lion in game one. Mad Lions. And G2 glorified scrimmed it. I mean, game one, Lissandra support. Game two, Fiddlesticks in the jungle. Game three, Swain top. Game four, Yone top. I mean, that's not as crazy as the other three, but it is a thing. I'd put it alongside Fiddlesticks jungle and just how out of the box it is. It's in the realm of, okay, I could see that. I've seen that before, but it's not common. So G2 kind of glorified scrimming it. And in the end, Mad Lions are too. They played Zillion support. I don't believe there was anything really to be had in season finals in the upper bracket. This whole it's an LEC championship. Great. The G2 are in an LEC championship. That's 4 championships in 1 year. That pretty much not whitewashes, but you have watered down what a championship means in the LEC now that you have 4. If the notion, spring doesn't matter, but summer does in the other regions, no one cares about spring, summer's all that matter, it gets you to the Worlds. LEC have taken it to another level by having winter, meaning little to nothing, spring, summer, little to nothing, and then this. They're all being treated equally, and in the record books, I think that is a shame. And these teams are scrimming because of it. They're already locked into Worlds. So really, we take away from this we take away some things from this, but I don't see G2 blowing out Mad Lions, despite it being 3-1, despite public sentiment. I don't think that was the case. G2 Game 1 blows out Mad Lions. Mad Lions return the favor in Game 2, and then in Games 3 and 4 it was close. Mad Lions actually throwing Game 3, and in Game 4 it was very competitive. So I would not say that G2 smoked Mad Lions today. However, G2 are now 14-6 or 14-7 against Mad this year. So let's get into this. Broken Blade was MVP. Game 1 smoked Chasey. Game 2, Chasey returned the favor. That has to be noted. He would solo kill Chasey a few times in this series. I would say at least 3 stick out to him, but it could have been more. And then in Games 3 and 4, Broken Blade really took it to Chasey. And also in Game 4 in team fights on the Yone was very impactful and I thought was a difference maker. Where Caps in this series, I thought he played very well, obviously leading in damage, having a lot of kills, but I didn't feel like he dominated Niski quite like Broken Blade was doing to Chasey. Bot side of the Rift, I thought that was a bit of a wash. Hans coming through well in team fights. You'd like Carzzy to do a bit more, especially given the way Mad Lions are constructed. I did go on and on about Elyoya in the first recording of this, and I'll just kind of say Elyoya should be being placed on carries, not Maokai, Sejuani, Rel, Jarvan, stuff like that. No. No, Elyoya is your best player. Give him the ball. Let him run with it. Putting Niski on things to carry is not the play. Niski should be on facilitators. That's your best look. Mad Lions, I do not think, are very flexible in who can carry. Putting Niski in a position where he ends up with 31% of damage, not great. A lot of that has to do with Chasey kind of not doing well in 3 of the 4 games. And Carzy not doing enough, in my opinion. But at the same time, did Hans lead in damage? No. So it's not like Carzy can. I mean, Carzy wasn't blown out in this one. It was mainly the top side of the rift getting smoke showed, and it kind of is what it is, right? I think that champion flexibility is huge. I mentioned it yesterday when Fnatic pulled out Karthus, gave them their credit. Their series did matter, though. That wasn't glorified scrims. Winner goes to Worlds, loser goes to Worlds. Oh, that's, you know what I'm talking about, though. That was on purpose. That, now BDS has to play Golden Guardians to just stay in Korea, right? They're already going to Korea. They're actually participating in an international event in the World's qualifying series. So the whole notion they're not going international would be technically wrong, because they are going to Worlds. They're just in a play-ins situation. So we gave them credit for pulling out the Karthus yesterday. Got to give G2 credit for showing what they always do, right? That they're able to do pretty much anything they want. And that is why this series is a great example of why G2 could compete with Eastern teams at this event. Because unpredictability is the way that a team can win when they're not quite there with the hands. I always talk about Vietnam. I think Vietnam is capable of beating Western teams because of this. Time and time again, we actually saw the VCS beat Europe over the years internationally, and I felt like that was why that they have that diversity that Europe wasn't quite prepared for at the time. And G2 are willing to pull out stuff like Lissandra support and Fiddlesticks in the jungle, Swain top, and things like that. Good, like, Eastern teams have to respect that. They have to respect the fact that, G2 might just pull some crazy shit out, and we need an answer, or what are we going to, like, they're talking about it now, what do we do, right? And I think that gives G2 an advantage, because a lot of the Eastern teams are pretty straightforward, and they don't have to be as creative necessarily against lesser teams, because they'll just win purely through hands, but against each other, things have to get interesting. We saw at Worlds, obviously, last year, the most diverse champion pool in history at the event. A lot of people overlook that because it doesn't fit the narrative that the meta is stale. But either way, before I go on that rant, G2 win. This was not a blowout. This was glorified scrimming, however. And we have 2 more series left. Mad Lions play Fnatic, and then the winner of that plays G2. So Mad G2 may end up playing 24 to 26 times before Worlds, which is quite a season series. So that's it for the roundup. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.